Hello Internet, it's your boy Scruffy King here. We're going to be playing a little bit of Storm Spirit. This is Turbo. I'm taking my Storm Spirit into the mid. Why play Storm Spirit? Well, to be 100% honest, I actually really love the hero. I haven't played Storm Spirit in ages. When I played this game, this is a replay commentary. When I played this game, I must admit, it must have been the first time I played Storm in like months, to be 100% honest with you. So, yeah, we're going to be taking Storm into the mid here, hopefully getting the rune. We're going to get started. I tended to kind of stick with the normal build guide this game just because it had been so long since I played Storm. I had no idea how he performed in this new meta, obviously with the new patch. So yeah, this is turbo mode if I haven't mentioned it before. So you know, experience is upped, gold gain is upped, the games tend to be a lot quicker. And I'm not going to lie, in this game it definitely felt like a turbo mode game. Everything was happening so quickly, it was very difficult to slow it down and just make like cohesive plans. But anyway, let's see what we can do. So yeah, of course prioritizing the bottle, because bottle is just like godlike on Storm. I feel like it's such a cool item. Is it necessary every game? That I'm not sure, but I personally absolutely love Storm. As you can see, it's a bit of a tough matchup up against a Viper. Viper is a super scary mid. Like, he can really put the hurt on you if he wants to. So, we're just going to have to do our best, stay out of that nether toxin range, and just play a bit defensively at first. You know, just get a couple of levels, try not to overextend too hard, and then see what we can do from there. So of course in our team we've got the Drow, which is going to be helping us out a lot. You know, we've got the Centaur, which is great for, you know, that having that nice strong tank PA for that DPS. So I actually think it's quite a nice lineup. You know, on their side they've got some scary heroes though. You know, Viper can be super scary, Sniper scales super well, Sven as well. A lot of farming heroes, and Pugna. Oh, for people unfamiliar with me, I hate Pugna. I feel like Pugna is such a freaking broken hero, even in the new patch. The range on his ult is disgusting. The mana cost is like nothing. It doesn't even cost mana to cast that, and he can just stand in the middle and spam his ultimate, and you're just going to die. And I hate that. But anyway. Okay, got 2 points into my passive and 2 points into my static remnant, and then this Viper just extended way too hard. Way too hard. Jumped in on me like that, and I don't know, I feel like he was kind of in and out of committing, and that wasn't the right play. That was not the right play. It works out for me though. Works out for me. And then I see him and I'm wondering if I can take him again, and then that nether toxin is wearing me down. I just think, yo, no, get back, regen up a little bit and take it from there. And I must admit, just as a side note, you know, after this game I thought to myself, I really need to start playing some more Storm. He kind of fell off for me, but from what I've seen, a lot of public Dota, you know, I watch a lot of Dota on YouTube and things like that, and I tend to find that Storm is actually a very, well, I suppose the best way to put it is a well-picked hero. You see him in a lot of games, and I can understand why. I mean, he's just so much fun to play. He's got so many tools at his disposal. It's just awesome. So yeah, you guys, if you're familiar with any of my other videos, you'll notice I play a lot of turbo. It's just because oftentimes I don't really have the time to put in a full game, which is why I think the turbo mode is absolutely fantastic, because, you know, being able to play a Dota game, a normal Dota game, in the span of 20 to 30 minutes is just great. You know, it's for people who don't really have the time, who want to try out new builds and new ideas, and they don't really want to commit to like losing for 40 minutes. You know, if you lose a turbo match, you're losing for 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. If you if you are losing a normal Dota match, that could be 40 minutes to an hour of your time just spent getting smashed, which is not fun. So anyway, the reason I'm putting so much pressure on the tower here is also ironically because of turbo mode. In turbo mode, the buildings tend to have a lot less armor, and they tend to have a lot less, you know, survivability. So you can really push down and put the hurt down early, because the game is designed like that. The specific game mode is designed for you to be able to push and gain that kind of advantage very early in the game. So yeah, in terms of my item build, went for the mana boot, the arcane boots, definitely, no question about it. I feel like it is so necessary. And then I thought I'd just give Kaya a try, It was recommended on the hero build for the guy, and I can definitely see for Storm Spirit it being like super duper helpful. This was the first time I'd built Kaya on a hero. I tend not to play a lot of spellcasters, just because it's super boring, but I like right-click carries. I think they're a lot of fun. They really suit my playstyle. It's how I like to play. I don't really dig heroes that are super spell dependent because obviously I am a lower tier player in general. So if I have to do a lot, it makes a hero a lot more difficult for me. So yeah. And at this point in the game, it's very, very even. They've got some scary, scary pushing potential. They've got some hard late game carries, but so do we. When I looked at everything, I really wasn't sure how this was going to go. Definitely went for the mana regen talent there. That versus the damage, I don't really need right click. I need to be able to spam my spells, especially this early in the game. Right click will come. Okay, drop my ult there just to get right up near him, so when I drop my static remnants, he takes that damage plus my right clicks. Again, this Viper, I don't know what he was doing, but he was really committing like in such a weird way. If he had literally just run a little closer so he was under his tower, I'd have to think twice about engaging him. He'd have space to run. I really think there were some misplays on his part. But again, it's the typical mentality. Ironically, because you're playing a strong hero, you just assume, I am unkillable, I do so much damage, let me go in and take this risk because I'm Viper. And that's just the wrong play. Now, luckily for me, if I get jumped by the Viper, I just hit my ult, zip out of there, and then I'm fine, I'm safe. So anyway, finished up the Kaya here, and as you can see, 16 intelligence is great, the 10% spell amp and the mana cost and mana loss reduction is just absolutely amazing. All of that just works so well with Storm. And I know it would probably be broken, but I would love to see, for lack of a better word, an upgrade to Kaya, like something that you can take Kaya into the late game with. I think that would make people use this item far more than it's already being used, because I build a Kaya and then I transition into item X. I think that would be really, really cool. So from here, I feel like I've built myself a nice base. Now I'm just going straight for that Bloodstone. Playing Storm, buy a Bloodstone. It's just how it is. But I did want to kind of get that, get those early game items just to make me proficient if they jump on me, if I have a little bit of a bad lane. Looking back, I was doing quite well. But at the same time, I feel like Kaya's good. Why not buy a Kaya first? Why not build yourself up that base, get those early stats, get those mana boots, make sure that you survive, instead of just rushing Bloodstone. Because, I don't know, in my personal opinion, oftentimes it's not worth the risk. It's not worth having that, rushing that big item early, and then, you get picked off or something bad happens, and suddenly you're just left with nothing. Okay, so here I'm going in on a Sven. And there's 3 heroes here, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is such a bad idea. I'm not sure what to do. Where do I go? My invis is about to run out, so I just think, you know what? Run away, and then maybe decide from there. I see the PA coming in. Zip into that Sven. Problem is that Nether Ward. Oh, it puts the hurt in on me. And there's that freaking Kunker. Oh, not that Kunker, excuse me, that Pugna. I can't stand that ult. Overall, it worked out well for us, though. Got some nice pick-offs. I'm glad I rotated in. Definitely worked out. I'm happy with my play there, but that Pugna ult is just so scary. And the other thing is something that you'll see a little later in the game. It's a bit of a spoiler, but Nether Ward tends to be a really, really hard counter to Storm. Because when you cast your ult, I feel like as you are going through your ult, as you are moving along that line, when you do that ball lightning, it counts as multiple instances of you casting the same spell. So the Nether Ward keeps hitting you over and over and over again, and that damage just like stacks up really bad. And the problem is you're not expecting it because you're kind of immune when you're in the ball to everything else. So as you're getting zapped like that, you don't register, and you know you've already casted. So to cancel mid, in the middle of casting your ball lightning, you know, you're in the middle of a fight. It's difficult to read. Okay, I see I get hit by the ult here, and I think, you know what, immediately zap out. I might have been able to take him, but not while I'm getting those ulti ticks on me. Then it's not worth it. I'm slowed, you know, he's got the spell lifesteal. It's just, it's very, very risky. And then here comes the slaughter, so I'm thinking definitely go in. Awesome, get that, zip out. That's what a storm does. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little close. Definitely a little close, but I mean that still worked out great for us. You know, go in there and burst them down, get that huge damage in, get your pick off, zip out. I mean, I cannot ask for more than that. I cannot. So, you know, just going to go back to base here, heal up. I think the static remnant damage is definitely the way to go. You know, I haven't died yet, and that little bit of health is not really going to make much of a difference. Well, that was my thoughts anyway, at this point in the game. Now, this is a misplay that you'll see in a little bit. That is a typical misplay for me. If you've seen any of my other Turbo games, you will know this is a typical misplay for me, and you will see it in a second. Okay. Ouch. Getting wrecked here. I should have ball lightninged out of there. I don't know why I stopped. I don't know why I didn't go for it, but I really should have just hit the ball lightning and just zapped out of there. I don't know why I didn't do it. I think that was definitely a misplay on my part. And as you can see, those towers just get melted in turbo mode. I mean, that Pugner just completely wrecks them. But I mean, you know, tier 1 for, I mean, our mid for their bot. I mean, we've already got an advantage in terms of tower destruction and general map control, so it's not too much of a big deal. But as you can see, this is still a really tight game. I was very disappointed with my death there. I think that was definitely a misplay on my part, but it's fine. We're back in it. It's 4-1 and 2. It's still a great game for me, so just keep at it. Something that I've been trying a lot more, that tends to happen to a lot of people, especially at the lower skill brackets, but I suppose everywhere, is they tend to just get super tilted. Like, people just get tilted so easily. As soon as the game's not going their way even a little bit, you know, they just start flaming and like throwing the game and making stupid plays and raging at your teammates. It's just really frustrating. I don't know if it's happened yet, but I'll admit that happened to me a little bit because, you know, I had a team member who just kept calling GG whenever anything bad happened. GG, GG, GG. And it's so frustrating because it's like, God, the game's not over. Don't do that. Don't flame. Don't call a game over that early. So anyway. So I see that sniper and I'm thinking, okay, just zap in, see what you can do. And I'm actually really chuffed with that kill. I think that went really well. I liked that. Now this was my misplay. As you can see, I bought the mana booster when in fact I could have just disassembled my arcane boots, and that happens every time I play turbo, simply because the game's happening so quickly. I mean, we're at 10 and 11, I'm on level 18 and we are 12 minutes into the game, you know, so everything happens so quickly. Now this, I felt like it was a bait. I thought it wasn't a good idea. Just zap out. You don't know where the rest of his team is. He's sticking around, and the only reason he'd stick around is either he's got his ult ready, which means he's going to wreck us, or he's got teammates incoming, which is also going to wreck us. So you know what? Pick your fights wisely, and rather just, you know, pick your fights wisely. And if you think this could be a trap, don't go for it. Don't run that risk to yourself. Another thing that I need to do, because I don't play a lot of heroes that use Bloodstone, I need to learn how to deny a lot better. That is something I don't do enough in this game, I'll admit it. But that's unfortunately something I just need to practice. There's no real excuse other than I just need to play heroes that use it more. Radiant's top tower is under attack. You know, there's nothing we can really do about that tower. I mean, it was maybe in deny range, but okay, can I get out of here? Little zap. Now what I'm doing here is I'm not running all the way back to base, because my thought is if they come at me, I could maybe jump back in. but that was definitely a mistake. I did not anticipate the sniper ult, which was just misplay on my part. I didn't anticipate the sniper ult. I really should have. You know, like, come on, you're playing sniper, you're low on health, he's going to hit you with that ult. So I really should have played around that. That's definitely a mistake on my part. I should have just gone straight back to base. But as I said before, you know, my thinking was, let me just stick around. Maybe I can just zap in, get a little bit of burst damage, see what I can do there, you know, for my team. But unfortunately, that didn't work out the way we wanted. But again, the only thing that you must do in situations like that is just take a breath. Say, you know what, I made a mistake. That was my mistake. That was my screw up. Let's get back into the game. Let me make up for it. So right now I'm just like tossing out remnants for when the wave pushes in. Is it effective? Probably not, but I just thought, you know, if any of their heroes decided to try go high ground right there, you know, they think they've got the advantage, they want to pick us off, I want to put something in their way. Maybe to get a little bit of burst damage, or just to kind of be threatening. They sit there going, you know what, I don't want to walk into that remnant. I don't want to walk into that burst damage. Let me just wait rather. You know, give my team time to group up, people to respawn, you know, give us a little bit of breathing room, time for the waves to push out, all that kind of thing. So now I know there's a sniper nearby. He cast his shrapnel, but I don't want to go in alone, because there's no ways a sniper will hit a shrapnel like that and be standing by himself. His team will be nearby. So at this point we thought Roche. You know, I must admit I'm loving the Kaya on Storm. I just think it's such a great item. I missed out on my Bloodstone charges, but that was really just sloppy play on my part. I have no other excuse. You know, with that Drow, this is easy work of this Roshan. PA took it. I don't know if it was the best on PA, but I mean, if he wanted it, it was. It's fine. It's not a train smash. And as you can see, he really does work with that BKB. Boom, there it is. Okay, I'm just thinking they're going to take out that Pugner, and when I was going in for the Viper, that sniper just really took me out. You know, the buyback there was simply because I knew I was going to buy back anyway. They had pretty much got a team wipe on us. I knew I was going to buy back, so I might as well get that counter ticking, see if I can't get some kills, and we can maybe just clean up the situation, because now it's the Mirana and the sniper versus me and the PA. So my thinking is, you know what, buy back, get back into the fight, help the PA, and try push out the lanes while their heroes are dead. Looking back on it now, it might have been a little bit inefficient, but at the same time, you know, if I had to look at it from another perspective, the PA was all alone there. So if I hadn't bought back, they might have kept engaging on the PA and then got a complete team wipe. It was at this point as well I just bought Dust, because the problem is we had no detection. We had no way of really spotting them as soon as that Mirana ult pops or that sniper activates his Shadow Blade. And that was also just something I should have anticipated ages ago. They have a Mirana. They're going to go invisible. They are going to go for the ganks. But hey, live and learn. Live and learn. You know, my Bloodstone doesn't have a lot of charges at the moment. And it was at this point the game was looking a little bit hectic for us. In terms of kills, it looked fairly close, but you can see that gold lead is 12k. That is just so hectic. And it did definitely feel like they were ahead. It felt like they were really picking us off and doing damage. In terms of map control, they were definitely ahead. They still had all their tier 2s. And I just see that sniper and I'm thinking, okay, Dust, got to take him out. Where is he? Where is he? I didn't even worry about anyone else. That sniper had to die. He had a wicked 6 streak. And you know, he's super squishy if I can just catch him. Okay, here I should have just got out of there. Oh, feels bad, man. Got stunned out by that Sven. Nothing I could do. You know, we were throwing really hard at this point. Like, really hard. And as you can see, I'm the only person that bought Dust on my team. And the Slardar is just standing there while he's getting hit by that Pugner ult. So it was really not good. You know, I think I flamed a little bit here. If this was the game where I did it. Let me just double check. No, not yet. But I am going to admit I did flame at that because I don't like that. Okay, yeah, they got a team wipe. Yeah, it sucks. But don't just call the GG over and over and over again. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help your teammates. All it does is make everyone negative. And I am really against that. I hate those toxic players. This is online. This is Dota. This is the internet. This kind of stuff exists. There's no getting around it. But it doesn't make it suck any less. If that makes sense.
Over here now. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, you know, this is some lack of farm for me. Again, hit those range creeps, and then I thought, okay, let me just see if I can't help here. Apparently the PA didn't need it. Just doing some serious work there. Ah, and then I see a Viper, and I'm thinking, okay, zap out. I got hit by that ult. It's not good for me. I see the Mirana ult coming off, but I'm wondering if I can't dust it. I'm waiting to see what this Viper does. I needed that Blade Mail to finish up, and then he should have just let that Mirana ult go off. I don't think he knew that I had dust or anticipated it. He was really just... That was just a misplay on his part. He's just hitting the PA and not doing anything. Meanwhile, I'm standing there and my team's coming in.
Stupendous.
So I think that play was a little bit suboptimal. And here as well, I really should have pulled those creeps into that Remnant. It would have killed them a lot quicker. But again, like I said, this was my first time playing Storm in like 6 months. And I absolutely love this talent. I absolutely love it. You know, his level 25 talent, 500 distance auto remnant in ball lightning. So if you hit ball lightning, you cast out little remnants. So if you're getting away from someone, they're going to run into those remnants as they're chasing you, which is just awesome. And I'm sure you can use it as a farming tool, but I mean, if you're at the point of level 25, I think you've got sufficient farm. Now the Bloodthorn, this was mostly because I wanted to really be able to put the hurt in on their bigger heroes, like their Sven and, you know, their Viper. I wanted to be able to just do that extra damage to them. And I also thought it would be great against the Pugna and the Mirana. You know, I don't want them casting spells. It's a great item for any intelligence hero. And I still remember at this point, I couldn't believe it. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, PA just randomly soloed Roshan. Okay. No idea he was even doing it. Like, really, I wasn't paying attention. I was just sitting there going, Bloodthorn, 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 come on.
I could.
So yeah, now our PA is starting to get a little bit scary, and you can see that gold lead went from 12k to 3k. So I mean, we're really coming back here. But the problem is, in terms of objectives, I was just trying to get my team together. Our biggest problem was our team was, like, for example, that Centaur. You see I pinged the screen here. That Centaur shouldn't be down there on his own. He's our tank. We need him in these fights. We need a push, and we need someone to stand there and absorb the damage. Or else they just target me and the PA down. So as you can see, Bloodthorn coming in there, it really put the hurt in on the Viper. He didn't stand a chance. And now I'm thinking, okay, there's the sniper. Do I go in? Can I dust him? Beautiful. And again, this is why you want the Centaur there. He's this big scary tank, so you know, he's standing there, he's in the way, they have to deal with him. And because if that Centaur was not in that fight, they would have just targeted me down and killed me. Because there's no big scary giant horseman bashing you in the face. You focus down the Storm Spirit that's got like 1/4 of his health left. So yeah, unfortunately, I have mentioned before in my videos that I tend to play at the lower skill brackets. I don't play with a full team just because I don't know enough people, and I don't play enough within the Dota community anyway. So you know, everyone's kind of on their own mission. I mean, you can see we have barely any supports. Yeah, there are some wards down, and the Sladar's doing what he can, but yeah, there's not a lot of team play. It's just a whole bunch of heroes, if that makes sense. To explain more accurately what I mean, like, everyone's kind of trying to just make themselves look good. The game is just about them, not about the team. I think that's a better way to explain it, because it is Dota. You play with heroes. That's what you do. So yeah, I do regret my deaths in this game. I feel like I died a little bit too much. You know, looking back, I think, you know, I could have really used my ball lighting a lot more efficiently. I could have. My farming was okay, but you know, again, I was still getting a feel for the hero. And then it's ironically because of that I that I decided to go for the Shivas. I thought, you know what, my problem is I'm not zapping around enough, so you know what, let me make up for that lack of skill on my part. Let me rather make myself more tanky, so if I have to stand there I can. This was a mistake. As you can see, that plague ward damage was absolutely brutal. I zipped in there and then I zipped back, and that was just it. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That plague ward took out pretty much 4/5 of my health, just because I zapped all the way into the middle of them. That was definitely a misplay on my part. There was no scenario where I just run in and I kill the 5-man. Absolutely not. But I've got my Shivas now, so I'm ready to get back into it. And luckily this is turbo, so you know the respawns aren't that bad.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So yeah, those plague wards are really doing work against me. So as I said earlier in the video, you know, that's what I meant about those plague wards being a great counter to Storm. You know, I got hurt so badly by those things. Here I'm just trying to chuck out some remnants. As you can see, they don't want to run into that. They don't want to run into a bunch of remnants. So you know, now I'm feeling pretty good. I'm trying to just tell my team, you know, don't just go in. You know, you will get killed. And I was very worried about that Slardar just like zipping ahead like that. I'm just trying to get ahead, get as much push as I can in. And of course, Slardar is by himself on their side of the map. I mean, he got out of there, but oh, and that felt good. It felt so good to dust out that stupid Pugna. I mean, that Pugna was literally invisible, dropping his ult down on the Slardar. He was just standing there, and no one could do anything because no one bothered to buy detection. So it felt really, really good to get that kill.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder.
Now that this PA's got the Deso, she's just melting those towers. And then I see the spin and I'm thinking, okay, silence him up, no god mode, max damage. But man, that sniper just does work. And I was just thinking, yeah, objective gaming, screw the hero kills. I mean, it's just a sniper left. Let me get these barracks as quick as I possibly can. They can create space for me and I'll just do the rest. I don't understand, I don't know if this is a replay problem, but it felt like I was just doing no damage there. What was that about? So, you know, it was at this point that we really pulled it back. Slardar feeling himself, why not?
Dire's top barracks have fallen.
Waves are breaking against Dire's top barracks.
Why did I buy another fire? Ugh, I had so much money, I had no idea what else to buy. So I thought, screw it, let me have a nice item in my inventory when the game ends. But unfortunately that wasn't the case. So as you can see, had a lot of fun with the hero, made my mistakes, but that was a little bit of Storm Spirit replay. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. I had a lot of fun with this hero. This is a hero that I can definitely see myself playing again. I know you guys probably want to see the graphs, so let's have a little look here. Net worth, well, let's just go to the scoreboard first. My gold per minute was great. That PA really, as soon as you got that Battle Fury, really just escalated. I'm just going to go through it quickly. You guys can pause if you want to have a real look. Graphs, as you can see, it was a bit of a back and forth. I was doing really well up until this point, and I think it was at this point I started dying a little bit too much. Pulled it back towards the end, but that was definitely just sloppy play. But anyway, so there you go, guys. That was my Storm Spirit replay commentary. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like or comment. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Scruffy out.